Okay, everybody, here we go. It's the day before surgery. I am having surgery. Wait, let me introduce myself. My name is T from Spicy Sweet Tea, and I'm having VSG tomorrow. I have to be at the hospital by 5:30, and then my surgery is at 7:30. I will likely be staying one night, maybe 2 nights. And woohoo! Quick stats. And before we hop into today's vlog is going to be about hopes and fears through this process. And so I'll quickly share my stats. So my highest weight recently was June 26th. I weighed 231 pounds. My highest weight ever was 235 pounds. And that was about 9 years ago. So I am almost back up to my highest weight at 231. Then I had been meeting with doctors and things, so I had already started to eat a little better. But then the day that I started my pre-op diet, I was at 226.2. And when I got on the scale this morning, I was 216.4. So I have lost 10 pounds in 7 days, which is just so wonderful. Yay. That's a good sign. Hopefully it continues to move that way. So those are my stats. You'll continue to hear them. I am blonde now. Look at that. I got blonde hair. How funny. Before I do that, I will mention why I went blonde. So hair falling out is a normal, natural side effect of gastric sleeve surgery. And I usually dye my hair every 6 weeks or so. I usually dye it some sort of like dark color, as you saw in my other videos. Most recently, it had a little bit of a red tint to it, which I hated. And because of the hair falling out, it's recommended not to do more things to your hair, not to like chemically ruin it, make it dry, brittle, things like that. And so my plan is to really not dye my hair at all from this point forward. So today was kind of my last opportunity, and I figured I would try to return it to my natural hair color. So this is really pretty close to my natural hair color. I don't know if you can see, especially like, it's so weird reversed in the mirror. Like this dark stuff, there's that guy. This dark stuff here, nope, right there. Right there is really close to my natural color. I have like a dark, ashy, dirty blonde hair. And so my hope is that by doing this, I will not have to dye it anymore, that it'll just grow out, be kind of blonde, and then I won't have to keep dyeing it. It is taking some getting used to. I look so weird blonde, don't I? Here, I'll look at you. Ooh, from this way, Yeah, it looks really strange. It's so strange to be a blonde. It's not like super light blonde, but it's still weird to even like look at my screen right now and see a blonde person. That's so wild. Anywho, enough with the hair. Here we go. Let's talk about some hopes and fears. These kind of go hand in hand because like if I hope for something, my fear is that the hope is not going to come true. So you're just going to hear 5 different things that I want to share with you all. So the first one. If you watched my first video about why I'm getting the surgery, you know that I have a bit of a history of binge eating disorder. And I don't think that I actually meet the criteria for binge eating disorder now, today, but I definitely do struggle with compulsive eating, really sugar addiction, and some emotional / stress eating. And yeah, those all kind of suck, even if it's not binge eating disorder. So I'm not like eating a ton of food in one sitting, but I still feel like a compulsion to eat that is very hard to control. I really love sugar, like brownies and ice cream and, pizza and carbs. Oh, I already miss them, y'all. Anyway, so I'm kind of addicted to those. So my hope in getting the surgery is that the surgery jumpstarts a healthy way of eating. And it kind of already has. I've been on the bing bing I've been on the pre-op diet for a week, and already my cravings have decreased significantly. Yes, I, wanted chocolate the other day. I drove by some restaurant that smelled amazing. I could smell it when I had my windows rolled down. And so my cravings periodically do come back, but I feel like they're really fleeting. Like I don't feel like they control me anymore. And so I'm kind of hoping that that remains the case after the surgery. My fear, of course, would be that I continue to eat like crap and then this surgery is all for nothing. So the hope is no more binge eating, healthier eating, yay! And the fear is still eating crap. Another fear I have is that I die. So I really hope that doesn't happen. I hope that I live through the surgery tomorrow and with pretty minimal complications. That would sure be nice. Knock on wood. Knock on air. That would be nice if I have very minimal complications. I know that like gas pain is a normal thing, so I'm trying to prepare myself to be in pain when I wake up from surgery. I also get super nauseous on pain medications like Dilaudid, which I think is kind of the general, like morphine Dilaudid is what they give you. So I'm hoping that I don't puke all my guts out. What guts are left? 15% of my guts. Hope I don't die. So pray for me. If you're a praying person, pray to whomever you pray to. Or just like send up some nice woo-woo energy to me. And the hope is that you see another video from me. If you want to. Hopefully the internet sees another video. You don't have to watch the next one, but okay. Another hope that I have is I hope that me and my partner stay together. My fear, of course, is that we break up. I read someplace, a couple different places, and I've heard on Facebook news feeds not news feeds, but like in different groups that I'm in. I'm in several support groups on Facebook. That there is a lot of divorce with weight loss surgery people. A lot, like way more actually than the national average. And the national average of divorce is 50 to 60%, y'all. So breakups / divorces for people who get weight loss surgery is super duper high. And I've read different theories about that. Some are sort of speculating that it's because someone might feel like they settled, and now that they're thinner, they feel like they don't have to settle anymore. Or people's personality changes. They become more confident, less, they might take less shit than they used to. All sorts of things, all sorts of reasons. But gosh, I really like my partner. Like, I love him so much. We've been together 4 years. He's my best bud. He's like the best human I've ever met in my whole life. He's so wonderful, so supportive. And it would just break me if this led to a breakup. I mean, I guess if like we both think that we are healthier being broke up, like both of us, then if it's the healthy thing that we think is going to lead to more happiness, then I guess that would be fine. But I just right now can't think of, ending the relationship with him. I just love him so much. He's so great. So there's a hope and a fear. That was number 2. Nope, it wasn't. That was number 3. Okay, number 4 is I fear that I will continue to hate or dislike my body. And, generally speaking, I do kind of like my body. Like, sometimes I talk sweetly to it, which is really sweet and tender. You may have heard or listened to the poem in a different video, poem / song, Ode to My Stomach. I care for parts of my body. But that is not 100% of the time. A good majority of the time, I don't feel good in my body. I don't necessarily hate it, but I feel like it's not me. I almost feel like I have body dysmorphia. Like I'm a thinner, healthier person in a larger body. And so that is kind of strange and doesn't feel great. So I'm really hoping that this process helps me to love my body more, get excited about the changes I'm seeing in my body, to be able to fit into clothes. I mean, one of the reasons I initially went in and sought consultation about weight loss options is because really in the last few months, I've gained quite a bit of weight, like 20 to 30 pounds in just a few months, and I could not fit in any of my clothes. You see me all the time in yoga clothes. That's because I go and work out every morning and then just keep them on all day. But when I was working at my job, I have summers off, but when I was at my job, it was getting to the point, I stopped working May 15th and I go back August 14th. But, right around the May, first, second week of May, I was not fitting in any of my clothes. They were all too small. And it's going to be really nice when I fit back in them when I go back to work August 14th. And then it's going to feel even better when they are too big and I have to give them away to Goodwill. Yeah, and when I say, like, it's going to feel great to see my body changing, it has been changing for the last couple months, but not in the direction that has felt good for me. So it'll be great if I can love my body more. I think another fear too is just about excess skin. And I think that's a fear that a lot of sleevers and people who do weight loss share. But it's kind of a risk of the surgery. Like, do I live the rest of my life plump and perky and overweight and fat and get the risks that comes with? Or do I shrink a little bit, feel healthier in my body, eat healthier, be able to move my body better, and just have some excess skin? Like, mostly that's just aesthetic anyway. It's just about looks. So I'm hoping that excess skin, number one, won't be too bad. And number two, I will not hate it. I will not hate myself for it. That will certainly be nice if that's the case. So I'm going to work towards that. Loving myself even with some loose skin. And then the last one, number 5 here, is I have a fear that I will still have social anxiety and be kind of lonely. I have many a time not gone to different socializing events because of my body, because of how I felt other people were going to perceive me, and feeling like I didn't belong, feeling like nobody wants to talk or date the fat person. Nobody wants to be around the fat person. No one wants to see the fat person eat. Just a couple weeks ago, me and my partner were supposed to go to a festival, and I said I didn't want to go because I didn't feel good. People were going to be running around in, little tiny like sundresses, and some in like fishnets and tutus. It's kind of a risque festival. That I didn't want to be like the only fat person there or the fattest person there. And that, even thinking about like what I would wear to this festival was beginning to give me some panic and some anxiety. Because right now in this body, I don't feel like I belong in the outfits that other people wear. So that's just one example, but there's been many examples of times where I have canceled plans or would have liked to go to some event, but ended up not going just because I feel like I literally physically wouldn't fit in. Fat people don't get to be in the spaces that thin people do. So it would certainly be nice if I feel better about myself, more confident, more assertive, more like I do belong. I think just feeling healthier in general helps develop those attitudes. But I think also just being thinner. I mean, the truth is thin people are treated differently in our society than big people. Fat phobia is real. People do not like fat people, and they treat them pretty shitty, pretty poorly. And I don't want to be treated like that anymore. I don't want to fear being treated like that anymore. I don't want to fear being judged anymore. Of course, I'm going to still be judged, but it'll be for different things. I'm still wrestling. I'm still learning. And I have no idea what it's going to be like to live in the world in a thin body as a thin person. That is going to be a fucking trip. It's going to be so bizarre. And y'all, it starts tomorrow. Those are my 5 fears and hopes. It starts tomorrow! Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. Anywho, I hope I live, okay? I hope I live. I hope you guys all get another video from me. That would be a sign that I am alive. And wish me well, okay? Okay. Here we go. Bye.